get tight. Alright, there you go. Well, hi guys, Will here, and I am back in, yep, you guessed it, Capitol Reef National Park. And got my wife Jessica here, and this is gonna be a interesting trip. Hopefully it works out to 3 days and 2 nights on the route we have charted. That's all going to be contingent upon whether we can find water where I'm hoping we can, near the spot that I hope to camp at. We just left the trailhead for the lower South Desert Overlook, and now we're going up a wash here. We've been going at it about 4 miles. Got a late start, about 4 p.m. And so we're about a little past halfway now, and hoping to make camp here in the next couple hours. It's a very, very seldom known area up here, very seldom visited area, so I think I'm going to keep it pretty vague from here on out and let you guys just enjoy the scenery. The main motive for the specific area we hope to get up to tomorrow is because Jessica is a great-great-granddaughter of a guy named Ephraim Pechtel, who used to explore this area back in the early 1900s, and as a resident in Torrey. And he apparently left an inscription of himself up into a secluded area up here in the north part of Capitol Reef National Park. What makes that extra interesting is that he is credited as being the father of Capitol Reef National Park. So he campaigned as a member of the Utah Senate, I believe, or the Utah legislature, back in the 1930s, along with his brother-in-law, William Hickman, and together they were able to successfully get the region of Capitol Reef protected as a national monument, signed by FDR, Franklin Roosevelt. So I believe that was about 1937 when that was happened, and then a few decades later, in the late 60s or 70s, it was upgraded to a full-on national park, and here we are today. So you could say we're backpacking for family history. Go check out this pictorial inscription tomorrow, and also there promises to be a lot of ancient rock art from natives that used to roam around here. Fremont, and probably a little bit of Barrier Canyon style rock art as well. So. It's got a starter on it. Good morning, guys. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and just woke up. Got into camp pretty late last night, and by late I mean it was pretty dark, or getting pretty dark by the time we rolled into camp. So didn't film much when we got to camp. Just was busy getting camp all set up and getting dinner going and all that. But it's morning now. It's light again. So since we didn't get a chance to hunt for water last night, I am now hunting for water this morning up a little nameless canyon right next to where we're camped. And I could be up to a mile before I find some water. The first site that I had marked off, its potential source, which is a pothole down main canyon a little bit, was empty when we stopped and checked there last night on the way into camp. So yeah, this might make or break the trip. We didn't drink as much coming in last night, and by the way, don't think I mentioned it yesterday, because of the scarcity of water sources on this route, we both packed in over 5 liters of water, and that was just to make sure we had enough to get back out in case I don't find any here. But if I can find some this morning, we'll be able to continue on with our plans for the day and make a second night in camp for tonight before I head back out. But anyhow, all that water weight really put our ULA circuits to the test, our backpacks. I was carrying over 35 pounds, and Jess was carrying about 30 pounds. So, you know, and it really didn't feel that strenuous at all. Like, those circuits performed really, really well. And so, anyhow, now I know how well it does maxed out at its suggested weight limit, so it does really well. So yeah, time to find some water and Fingers crossed. Only had to go a few hundred feet up canyon and already found a little pothole. I'm gonna make a mental note of that. Well, it looks pretty stagnant and nasty. I'm gonna see if I can find something a little bit better further up canyon a ways. Looks like I am definitely not the first one to come up into this far away, remote, nameless canyon either. So, tracking some footprints up in here as well. That's interesting because we are pretty far off the beaten path in a lesser visited part of the park, and even further out from any kind of designated trail or trailhead. It's basically off-trail navigating and exploration, but it's not too difficult when you have these washes and side canyons. The only potential with any of them is running into a big dry fall that you can't bypass, or a pour off, where it's basically a little cliff in the canyon where a waterfall would otherwise be if water was flowing. And yeah, aside from that, usually not too difficult to navigate these canyons. Hey, 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 look at this. We have aqua. Yeah, this is only like half the distance that I thought it might be. So we got water, guys, and it's got some gunky stuff in the top, but it's a lot clearer than the other little darker colored water in that stagnant looking pothole back down toward the beginning of the canyon. So I'm gonna see if I can follow this up a little more, maybe see if we can find a little flow. Looks like something comparable to Spring Creek, where you get a little water that flows up out of the ground and then it kind of like trickles down a little bays and then kind of settles in before it disappears. I think that's what it's doing right here. So maybe I can find a little bit better spot even a little further up, but yeah, I may not have to go too much further before I just decide to turn around and come back and settle for this stuff. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's definitely a little bit of a trickle happening down in there. So this water is definitely a spring-fed source. So it came from down there, and now I am here. I think this is going to be the spot. I'm going to bag up some water here and probably just head back down to camp. Got 4 liters of water bagged up here in the Knock Vecto and the Evernew 2-liter bag here. And I did bring a couple other collapsible platypus bags for a couple extra liters if needed. But again, didn't drink nearly as much as we otherwise could have coming in last night. So I think I can leave these empty. Just 4 more liters will definitely get us by with what we still have back at camp to get us through today and tomorrow. This is probably going to be a little extra, but good to have a little extra just in case when water sources are so scarce like this. Yeah, time to get back to camp. Well, this is kind of gruesome. A little skeleton of a bighorn sheep here by the looks of it. All right, rise and shine. Out you go. Just made it back to camp, and can't tell you guys how excited I am to find that water that I did. It was not a sure thing, but it worked out. It was there, got it. And that is going to make all the difference in helping us stay true to our original plan, and that is to leave camp here for the day and day hike up the canyon here that we're camped in. All right, we're on our way. 5 miles and we should be arriving to a very special place here. We hit an unexpected little slot here. We made it up. Hopefully we don't see too many more of those things. Hopefully it opens up pretty quick here, because as fun as slots are, it can be a little tricky when you hit those spots. So. Well, we hit a dead end of sorts, a nice little pour off here that was not expected, did not show up well in the satellite that I'd studied, so I'm gonna have to head back down canyon a little bit till we can find a good way up to the bench up here on the right. We thought we could get up right through here, but there's a little spot that's just too spicy to try it, so down a little further until we can pick our way up to this high bench up on the right. Well, we tried. That pour off down there that we weren't expecting. I was expecting a bigger one higher up with another bypass around it. We ended up climbing up higher sooner than expected to get up on this bench to bypass that other pour off lower down. But once we were up here, we thought we could connect along the bench here back with my original route that I had planned. But it's a lot more route finding than I expected to have to chew today, both Jess and I here. And there's a lot of little ups and downs going through these little drainages. It's kind of a roller coaster effect, and there's a good chance we might get cliffed out on another little side canyon down here before we could get to where I really want to be to feel confident again. And where it's already just after 1, which is the time of day I expected to be walking into the little valley we were aiming for. And at this point it would probably be a couple more hours at least to even just try to attempt going on through all this. There's just a lot of hopscotching through a lot of crypto, trying to hit the rocks and little grassy spots between all the cryptobiotic soil that we're trying to avoid stepping on, and minimizing our impact there. So yeah, we're just reasoning that we'll have to save that valley for another day, come in the easier way. We'll just drive the long rough road up to trailhead access for that little valley, and make the easy little 2-mile hike down into it. But in the meantime, just gonna have to enjoy being out in the desert here and enjoy the canyon hiking, and we're gonna make our way back down, follow our tracks back, and get back down in the canyon, make our way back down to camp so that we can at least have a few hours back at camp this evening to relax and enjoy ourselves that way, and before I head back out in the morning. So. Okay. The rock.
I'll stick my feet in it.
Passing by a couple of really interesting trees. This one's growing through the rocks, and it's got like a long root connecting over to this tree that's coming up through those rocks. And Jess says it's like they're holding hands. Definitely a partnership going on right there. Alright, made it back to camp. Tent's still here, didn't blow away, so that's good. Just anchored it out to some rocks on all the corners before we left. And now it's time to relax. Well, as soon as we started getting settled back into camp here, it got pretty cloudy and really, really windy. It's been windy all afternoon into the evening here, and so we just took a nice little siesta in the tent, and the wind seems to be kind of dying off, still getting some gusts here and there, but got hungry, so it's time to come out and make dinner. So we got the Peak Refuel sweet pork and rice rehydrating right now, getting ready to make some wraps with that, and got some greens with us, a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese, so should go really well with the pork and rice for some kind of like a burrito type wrap here. And yeah. Good morning, guys. We are booking out of here. Got camp all cleaned up and packed away. Heading back to the trailhead and the car now. Been a great couple of days here with Jessica here, and kind of a bummer, disappointment that the route that I hoped would work to where we wanted to go yesterday didn't work out, so we didn't get to see Jessica's ancestor inscription up where it sits, along with a bunch of rock art we were hoping to see. But again, we have plans to maybe come back at it from another side, and maybe we can get some of our kids to come with us too, since it's a lot easier route in from the other side. We just wanted to be, I wanted to be more adventurous with exploring this route. This is very much an exploratory trip, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. And this time we were turned back sooner than we thought we would be. So, but did you still enjoy yourself? So we still got to see some nice scenery, got to explore a couple little side canyons, some little slot canyons were fun, and now it's time to head back. So here we go. that's gonna wrap up this trip. Been a fun little exploration down into a area in a canyon I'd been wanting to check out for a long time now, and just a bummer we didn't get out all the way to the primary destination for Saturday, but again, there's another way into it from the other side, so we'll grab that one a little bit later and go see that rock art and the bit of family history for Jessica. In the meantime, we're gonna hit the road here and gonna head back home. Get back home with the kids for this evening. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.